What is up, everyone? Is me, Psycho Blue, to the High Trade, Mr. High Gems, hashtag Crosswires, hashtag Street Fighter Cross Tekken. My goodness, it is good to see you guys. I have been in teletherapy, hardwired, just typing and typing and typing and working and working and working. And I know I am one of the fortunate ones. I know I was reading the news this morning about all this unemployment stuff, and I'm really grateful I can still do my job from the comfort of my own home, and that there's a decent amount of pay in it, regardless. We'll see how long that lasts. I do know that being I work mostly in Medicaid, and given what the administration is like these days and their thoughts on cutting Medicaid, I know this might be temporary. So I will do my part in the election to make sure that I vote on the side of good, I vote on the side of the people, and that I vote in a way where I continue to help everyone, that people can help themselves in these rough times. That's why I'm here to talk to you guys. It is time for Street Chatter Cross Talkin'. I want you guys to keep me company, either through the chat that I'm running right now, or through the YouTube comments if you want to comment on the YouTube page when I do upload this to YouTube. We have a whole bunch of replays, not of my own this time. I will have plenty of that later on the PC side, and it won't just be me agonized being salty over Brent. I had a really nice set with Specialist a few days ago when I did have some time to kind of press some buttons on my break. I mean, now the gym's closed, I have to kind of budget my time. So sometimes I play, sometimes I take a walk outside, and I have some dumbbells I usually take with me when I'm walking around. That way I can get a full body workout. I have a resistance band set up right back there. I moved one of the Evo posters away. It's now at the bottom of my door so it doesn't interfere with the resistance band setup. Hope I don't rip my door off doing this thing. Whenever I start stretching, I always feel like I'm going to pull the door off like a superhero, which is all hype and all, but at the same time, I don't want to pay for it, because I don't know how much longer I'll be able to work like this. Anyway, let's get started with some matches. Thanks for the host, Charles. I appreciate it. So you gotta follow to be more crazy. Apart from doing his Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighter stuff, he is doing some pretty hype stuff with Street Fighter the movie, the game, the arcade version. I've always wanted to play that on a more serious level. Now people are coming with tech for it. There's online play for it, which I really have to jump on someday. I mean, it's gorgeous, and I really do want to play it some more. So please follow Charles in all of his projects. He's a real one. And if you're wondering about the title, Fighting Plagues and Pantyshots. So I've talked about COVID-19 a bit and how that's been affecting people. The Pantyshots, that will be a story that we do in between matches. There's some nice ones. Look, we probably have, it's probably Kev right here. Look at this. Cole. We got some Paul. We have Bison Gif. We got a tag team match. We got Xiaoyu involved. You have Lars. Oh, it's probably Broly, the guy who was talking junk earlier. But he's kind of mellowed out. We kind of let it breathe for a bit, and now he's doing pretty good. Look, we got some Steve action. I always love some Steve action. Who's playing this team? Because I actually play this team as well. The dude's playing it. That's interesting. We have some... Look, we even have some Lei. We got some Lei and Christy. This will be a good stream, everybody. So without further ado, let us begin. In the meantime, you keep me company as I kind of watch these things and talk about stuff. We have Kiwi and Kev. Kiwi is someone who posts in the Discord a lot. I've only seen one match of Kiwi's. It doesn't seem like the most common team. I mean, these two characters aren't necessarily uncommon. It's just seeing them play together is actually pretty weird, because they're both anchor characters. And when they try to advance on their own, it's a problem. Especially against Law, who is top 3. Although I think he was generally top 5 in the last Discord tier list. I don't really agree with it. Nice parry, though. Let's see what Kiwi does here. Because Kiwi makes his life so difficult playing this very, very neutral challenge team, I want to see what he does try to make up for it, because he said he's been playing this since day one. I can believe it. And he has no gems on, like, a day one person, so I can believe that too. Um, I don't necessarily agree with it. I think you just kept like the tournament legal attack gems. That would at least solve some of the problems. Or have meter. Neither really use meter though, other than like to do tag cancel stuff. So I don't really know what they do. Nice little link there. So far, Kev's having some trouble. Good way to. Oh no, missed the punish. So there are ways to punish that. You just have to wait your turn and figure out what your best move is for that particular situation. Like for me, I used the Bison Slide, and I beat Max Aurel for a couple months ago to win the Discord tournament, which has since been usurped by Brent. Not really usurped, I mean, he earned it. So, yeah, Brent's been kind of giving me the rundown like the past year or so. And the way I kind of wished for it, because I was saying I feel like I'm going to cares right now. I won Summer Jam sick and hungry and beaten up and doing like 4 things at once. I felt like, how did I go undefeated in this mess? Because I was playing like garbage, and I felt like, once they try to quitting, it's more like trying to kind of let things breathe for a bit, or renew my approach. Get back to what brought me to dance, was commentate and run tournaments and watch people play. And now I get to watch this Cole play. So, Kev and his team actually got me ready for EVO. Now keep in mind, there were no Coles at EVO, but his law is good enough where it definitely gave me what I needed to know what to watch out for when playing Esta. So it was between me and neutral, not between me getting overrun by a really good character. Nice combo. Burned all that bar for it, too. He might be able to finish it just by doing a tornado somewhere between, but I'll take Kev's word for it. He plays with Cole a lot. He's probably the best Cole in the world because he had a set with, Paul Kuma. So, I should note, Charles, that both of those guys are very much anchors. They do have some trouble getting him by themselves. But if you really want to play that team, I would recommend having Kuma in the front, just because he can kind of move a little bit better than Paul, because hunting stance is really good for moving back and forth. Okay. So now that we have Asuka here, we have one waifu, I believe this is a good cue for me to talk about panties. Or more specifically, the really, really sus kind of fan service that makes you ashamed to be a fan of anime because of the fellow fans of anime who might make you look like an embarrassment. So, last weekend, I saw one of the honchos at Udon talking about fan service. Now SNK is like doing God's work by not really minding the political incorrectness by making things like SK Heroines. Keep in mind, that game is trash. Like, even, it's probably one of the worst games of all time. I'll throw the term out right, because I've been around a long time. I've been playing 5 games since the genre, like, really, really kicked off in 1991. SNK in 2018 made a game as bad as Death Brave, which was made in 1991 or 92. Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm starting to see how Kiwi says he's been playing this team a lot. So, you saw that crouching heavy punch. There was on counter hit, that caused a very slow stun. So Asuka probably done more stuff, but Asuka went for like the safe option, going from crouch heavy right into launch. Look at these links, for real though. Look, boom. I will say this, Kiwi's links are very crispy. Most Asukas don't have links like this, because they don't need them. Once they have enough hit stun, it's pretty much all she wrote from there. Look at the movement too. We keep talking like trash about Kiwi and all the weird things Kiwi says to people that kind of make him seem like the people I'm talking about the embarrassing anime fans. But I'm really impressed with what I've seen from Kiwi thus far. Oh no, that's bad. Alright, so he's lucky that didn't end worse for Paul than it did. That too. The Phoenix Smasher is not safe. I know it seems it, but in terms of pushback, it gets really dicey. Some characters can punish it easier than others. I think Law is one, just because Law can punish. Oh, nice raw launch. Paul got a little bit too hasty, and that is dead. Some hype matches. Anyway, so SK Heron sucked. And I, in my lack of good judgment, posted on Twitter saying this game, the plot centers around sexual abuse, like the main bad guy basically drugged all the girls in the game, locked them up in his little special castle, and is using their despair when he watched them fight on camera to keep them in prison forever. I said that's really sus, and that should not be something celebrated. So then I got 200 something notifications on Twitter over the course of the weekend saying how I'm this social justice warrior, or how I'm a simp for Mai. By the way, Mai was the picture that the Udon guy posted. Or a simp. I had to Google some of the stuff they were saying to me, just these weird terms for what should be common sense. And only like 2 people agreed with me, and they posted outside the chat. One guy actually told me, come to Discord and talk your junk, and I did. And I told him, basically, it's wrong, it's sus, you should feel bad for liking it. And I broke it down for him very clear. Not that I shouldn't. To be fair, we also have conversations where we say the Earth is round. No, it's not. It's flat. People are dumb. Look at these confirms, though, from Kiwi. I have never seen some of these air-to-airs before. Kiwi, want us to give you more accolades? Post this in the Jack X bot chat. We'll add these combos. If they're not there, I'm pretty sure they're not. Some of the stuff from Apollo's like, what is this? It's all working. That is wild. You saw that, right? You had far heavy after an overhead ground bounce, and it still all kept the juggle points. That was actually pretty cool. Hey, Labrys, what's up? Come watch Kiwi surprisingly good Asuka Paul. I thought with that team, he was one of those career journeymen, but he's looking pretty sharp right now. Also, we were talking about the Twitter adventure where I was called a socialist work because I said the revolutionary take of sexual slavery is bad. How dare you say that? You hate Japanese culture or something like that, or yeah. Oh yeah, you're not kidding. So as a reminder, Cole is a low health character. Lab was saying it seems like anytime Cole gets touched, pretty much dead with either of these characters. Oh no. So you can probably see how much trouble Asuka has right out of the get-go. Law is one of the best characters in the game, especially on point. So Asuka has to really push and hope Law becomes careless, as he did there. Unfortunately, Asuka doesn't also mind how to get out of trouble, because her own ways of doing so rely on her hitting somebody, and usually ending in the air throw. Oh, that's not safe. So yeah, you're seeing the problems, and Kiwi loves to talk about how much of a headache it is to play these two characters. So, it's one of those cases where you can complain all you want, but in 2020 they are what they are. And to be fair, while Labrys might complain, or rather why Kiwi might complain, Labrys is pretty cool. While Kiwi might complain, he's doing some pretty good work considering the situation that he's in right now. Anyway, let's go with Kev's Cole. And his Law. Kev's Law is really strong. I like what he does with him. I like how he tends to know the optimal ranges of how to poke people and avoid Labrys is saying Seth scarved me at Comburger. So yeah, Seth LL plays Law as well. He has Law Kuma, and it's a good team because Law is, well, for one, Law is on too. Kuma's very good, but now look at this trade. You see what I mean? There is nothing you can do against Law that he doesn't want to. The only way to really beat Law consistently is to do it on a player-by-player basis. If you can beat a Law at a tournament, and you know he's good, you have beaten the odds. You should pat yourself in the back. I remember when I beat Estad Evo, I talked about this a lot, and he kept saying about how good Ryu was. Then we played Ryu a bit after I was beating up Punko in the lobby, and then he went to Law Alin. I figured, okay, he's going to go Law on me in the tournament, because that would seem that got some wins on me in casuals. And when I got past him, and it was hard, it was one of the most stressful things I've ever done in my life. I won, beat him because it was round robin, so I wouldn't keep people like staying there forever. I figured, hey, let's all play together. That way we can keep things going for like 3.5 hours of solid matches, and we did. I cleared the bracket, didn't lose anybody. I remember beating Est in particular. I remember shaking after I shook his hand, because I knew it was coming. I'm about to pop off. And I did. Popped off a Roman Reigns quote. This is my yard now. It's why I have the Roman Reigns leukemia shirt in my wardrobe. That was the first thing that came to mind. Because I knew that was Esta's best shot playing Law. Because Law, you don't have to worry about matchup disadvantage of Law. He has so many ways out of trouble, of which Kev is so... Actually, to be fair, Kiwi's doing a great job making sure Law is not in a spot where he can get away easily, because all Law has to do, he can tag off the flips, he can tag off the Shaolin kicks, he can even tag off a blocked Fist Fury Rush. And he has so many reverse. Alright, here comes the Pandora. This is what Kev's known for. He loves the Pandora. Anytime he is low on health, and you're low on health, and you got tapped, expect to die. Because you bet he is buffering Pandora, and he has all the setups locked in.
When you learn how to fight, call me.
So Labrys. Law is definitely one of the middle finger characters. In fact, I actually gave a certain gesture to the screen next year when Esta played Law and Hwarong against me. that was not fun. And then anyway, we're gonna talk about this match for now. I'm gonna watch and see what Kiwi's doing, because Kiwi did get a good win, and I want to kind of review that if Kiwi gets the momentum going. Because so far, Law is not really anti-airing Asuka much, which is bad. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so got lucky, probably dropped the buffer there. Against Law, jumping is banned, so Asuka can only move on the ground right now. It's too bad no meter gems or attack gems, or Law might be dead. Oh, look at all that safety. Cole's got a whole bunch of grime himself. He's not like busted grime, mind you, but he's got a lot of surprisingly safe stuff. So look how far that pushed back. That is a boost combo, and how far that pushed. Not everyone can really deal with that. Like, even I have to micro walk with Bison just to even get in range with that. Huh? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, as someone said earlier, whoa, nice cross up. As a reminder, that thing, it only hits low. So as long as Paul reads, okay, it's not the kind of air move. Oh, there's a counter hit. Got it again, and that is dead. So far, Kiwi's got a lot of mileage off that crouching heavy punch of Asuka. And that counter hit crumples much slower than other crumple type counter hits. Or crush counters. This is the game where crush counters came from, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know. But if you're on my channel, you probably did. Anyway. So it's your first time here, welcome. This is Street Chatter Cross Talking, the only Street Fighter Cross Tekken podcast, of which we can talk about whatever while watching some replays of the modern era. This isn't like replays from like 6 years ago. This is replays from earlier in the week. So thank you, Broly, for sending this stuff to me. This is actually pretty fun. That's an overhead. And that is dead. This Phoenix is not rising anytime soon. Oh, with Paul? Yeah. Paul's movement is atrocious. That's why I don't recommend any of them being played first up. The main thing you want to do with Asuka and Paul is to have them in the back, because that way you can have actual characters who can move around and play neutral with big buttons and stuff. Do all the hard work for them, and that way when they are in there, they're staying in there. Alright, we got Alchemist and Broly. Bison Geef. Oh yeah, Labrys. Paul's CNEC forward's not too bad anyway. But that's the thing. That's why you want Paul in the back. because if Paul is on defense, there are problems. And Paul has to fight to get in a situation where he is like in the clear if he is in that situation. Now keep in mind, his light shredder kicks, that is a really good anti-air. So that might not be the worst idea, but then again, Asuka's good anti-airs too, but jumping's not everything. Bison Geef really makes... Who played Bison Geef? Was it VG Craze? Oh, look at that. Stand still. As a reminder, you can still lariat them if they try neutral jumping on you with Zangief, just like you can in Street Fighter V. Ooh, electric right through the lariat. Never mind. I don't agree with that at all. I think this is my favorite Geef. Not just because cross Tekken, just because he has so many ways to deal damage, because of the boost system. His heavy attacks have an extra few points of damage tied to them compared to other heavy attacks in the game. So, I think Zangief is super cool, and also he has really good Oki with the green hand. And if they're rolling while just the first green hand, you can just throw them out of it. And then if they stood still, second green hand on reaction, and then you're in range to throw them again, or bait them for something like that. Zangief's really cool. To be fair, this is also a really good team. Hwoarang Kazuya is pretty ridiculous. And Alchemist has work cut out for him. Well, he's Zangief. You know what his game plan is going to be, throw people. If you want Zangief to have other stuff, I don't know, play Marvel vs. Street Fighter, you can breathe fire and stuff like that. I don't know. His game plan is predictable, but it works. Law's game plan is super predictable. But he's still very exciting to play. Or that's not true. Zangief is the best grappler in this game. And his grapples are still very good. I mean, SPD hits from like half screen away. The light version. Not quite. Throwing's really good now. Throwing is just, not to be up close to do it, but because Zangief has the SPDs, he can throw people from much far away than others. If only took away orange health. Well, yeah, then he'd just be broken. I mean, then he'd be, like, more busted than Abigail. And while I can say, oh, it's a Verge game, it's allowed, nah. We've seen what Busker this game can do. And while they're not as bad as some other culprits, it's still pretty annoying to face them. It just seems boring because I don't see Alchemist really trying any kind of throw steps. He hasn't tried one SPD whiff or hit. Yeah, you have to. So someone said the point gives you the way in. For Zangief, sure, but Zangief's mobility is not terrible. And his Oki is one of the best in the game. Like, when he has someone knocked down, Zangief is almost unstoppable. Because he can cover so many angles. And I say this with all respect to Rikwa, but the moment Rikwa gets a hard knockdown with Zangief, if you are not careful, he is pretty much going to dominate you. And a lot of people picked Rikwa to win that Summer Jam where they brought back Cross Tekken just because no one knew what to do about his Oki. And my option was just don't let him knock me down, that's all. And I played Vagarin just so I kept him as far away as possible. Oh yeah, so Labras is saying that his charge move is not the regular SPD but the running bear grab. Which works, I mean, Labras, remember X-Men vs. Street Fighter? What was the startup for SPD? It was the running version, remember? How you doing, David? The real good seeing you. I tried that guy combo earlier. You actually get more damage just jump canceling and then doing jump heavy, land, and then hit super at the absolute lowest point. Oh yeah, with the armor. So it's like a Clark's grab from King of Fighters 13. For those who don't know, Zangief's running bear grab, meterless, has a point of armor on it, like Clark's grab in King of Fighters 13. So it's really good to bait people if they're waking up pressing buttons. You can just go up, oh, I see a little flash for the armor, and then hug them and get the double suplex. It's really funny. I actually recorded myself doing that to somebody at a CEO when I was playing casuals. So now you have the best character of the game, Hwarong. Let's talk about this guy. I haven't really played Hwarong much at all, but you can see how obnoxious he is. He's that you gotta sit on that. Unless you have Mirror to Alpha counter, just sit on it. You're not doing anything about it. And if you do touch him, he just has to do Hunting Hawk into free stuff. On block, it's a safe tag, and it's a high-low mix-up during the block string. If he hits you, it's a hard knockdown, free tag out, no worries. His DP is really fast, so punching can be kind of difficult because it lands so quick. So you might hit it too early, then miss a combo opportunity, and then you get blown because you whiffed a move. Or if you do it too late, you just get blocked, and then you're screwed. And as you can see, he has so much safe pressure from both his normal move list and his stance move list. How you doing, Kage? Welcome to the show. Yeah, David, the real. Thankfully, our technology of running tournaments has improved a lot since then. So much so that I got opportunities to kind of do Capcom stuff officially at Capcom Cup. I have to go pick up my hard drive from my dad's place probably tomorrow because it got damaged before I could cut all the footage, but it's been salvaged. I can get back to that now. Yeah, Labras, it was pretty wild. Kage, welcome to the show. Welcome to Street Chatter Cross Talkin, the only Street Fighter Cross Tekken podcast on the interwebs. Unless you count whatever Nesto does typically. Actually, you know, I guess that's kind of wrong. I think what Homeless Dragon does kind of counts now. So never mind. Either way, we came before he did was doing that kind of stuff. So let's keep moving and keep talking about these wonderful matches. Now we have Xiao Yu and Chun-Li. This is actually a really good team. Not just they have like that Chinese girl aesthetic, but Chun-Li is a fantastic point character. Xiao Yu is a godlike anchor. Bop, bop, ba-da-da. Oh, going for... Alright. I think Jack got a bit lucky there, but her luck could have run out. You could have finished that. Come on, Broly. Don't play for food.
Just get out of here.
I like Street Fighter V, so we're not going to engage that discussion for too long. But we are glad you are here for Street Fighter Cross Tekken, mind you. Sorry, Salt. Thank you for correcting me. I was kind of thinking about other stuff. Because once it's done, I have to do a telehealth phone call. Because, as you might have noticed, I am working. Thank goodness, because I know I'm one of the lucky ones. But it requires me not having the free time I would have had otherwise. Which is fine. Because nobody's working. It's a pretty dire state. Just like this team of Malicious and Wing Stars in a dire state, as Broly just put a beating on him. Sorry, Salt. I'm a bad officer. I don't think so, David. Because I couldn't play you because you download that silly patch that I told you not to download. Use the read first section. Anyone who is joining the Cross Tekken Discord for the first time, I cannot stress enough. Use the read first section. All your questions about this game doesn't run, how do I get this, how do I get that, we put it all in the read first section. I don't remember playing Smiley. I do know I was told that he's been around for a very long time, but I don't remember him much. I might have faced him at one time. I don't really remember much about him either way. Alright, so I want to see what this Lars does. Also, we got Kaze Ryu. We have Team Punko, ladies and gentlemen. One of them. He plays Kaze Nina as well, which is also pretty silly. But I think his Kaze Ryu is a little bit scarier, having played both. Woohoo! Good job beating the Alpha counter! I don't see that every day. Look at this Ryu. I always love watching Ryu, you know, in any game, really. As I got older, I started really appreciating what good Ryus can do and the work it takes for them to do well. Daigo actually said, despite his popularity and how I'm being promoted as like Vieira's character, in reality he's actually a match level character. This is a guy you play if you are really good in any game. And Daigo brought up saying, despite being the main character and despite how everyone gravitates towards him, he's probably one of the hardest characters to play in any game he's in. Just because it requires like a knowledge of every single other aspect of the game. His archetype is balance after all. More so than Ken and Akuma. And because his archetype is balanced, it requires a certain kind of overarching mentality of having to be familiar with any kind of style that's thrown your way. Also, shouts to Ryu winning Evo Japan for Third Strike. I was a Ryu player when I first got into Third Strike, using the Denjin, and Denjin actually won Evo Japan. So I'm gonna have to probably take notes again when I watch it again. So I was watching at the gym as someone to keep track of on the treadmill. Look at that fake out. We're so mean. So as a reminder, that that big kick he drops leg, that's an overhead. So he stopped it, and then did a different overhead with the Owl's Hunt. So that is like some high-level mix-up game right there from Broly. To be fair though, Broly just loves to kind of go ham. So that is how you have to kind of face that. Which is why having Ryu and being successful for Ryu requires that kind of patience. And I think Kaz should probably stop pressing buttons as much as he is, at least crouching ones. He's gonna get Rollins if he's not careful. Or not. Look at that color though. The pink and the yellow, the dyed hair. So fab. Uh-oh. I think there's some rollback. Alright, there we go. Gotta love online etiquette where you know the other guy's not moving and don't go in. I know Broly kind of lambasted me about that once. But it is what it is. Oh, nice. That's actually a pretty nice little string of frame advantage. But Kazuya poked with the right button. Yeah, not even getting fancy. Just going for the avalanche kick right into DP because the fast move it'll reach and tag an ogre. Actually really light on scaling too. A lot of times when I hit avalanche kick I always go to boost, something like that. But in that situation it's actually a lot of damage. Alright, yeah, they've talked about this earlier. Once he has people to pressure, Broly just loves to just make people flinch. So I always keep beyond arm's reach to make absolutely sure. I like that. Baiting the neutral jump and hitting the force field, that was actually pretty hype. Good stuff, Broly. Makes me feel better that I've managed to get the one up on him at the last PSN tournament we ran, 3-0. So yeah, patting it back to me. And then I'm learning I still have the fundamentals down, even if it's not helping me against some people. I was thinking about my journey with this game the other day. How long I've been at it, what I've been doing with it, and where it's taken me. And I've really thought about heavy given what I'm doing right now for a living and the fact I continue to have a living. Because a lot of what affords me to have a living now came from the lesson I learned trying to play Cross Tekken, because it's put me in some very dark times in my life. So thank you guys for joining the fight against Plagues and Pantyshots here at Street Chatter Cross Talkin. Because Street Fighter Cross Tekken is here for you just like I'm here for you, just like you are here for me. So thank you. Anyway, Pantyshots. I've been subject to so many weeb arguments on Twitter when I'm not looking for them anymore. Like, I posted that thing about SK Heroines thinking that I would go to bed, maybe 3 comments, and it's any of it. No, 200 plus notifications. And I posted on someone else about a different subject, unrelated to it, and then I got another 100. Over some One Punch Man character that looks pretty suspect. Because he has like that Urian effect where he becomes like dark and steely or like his Colossus form, but he just looks like Mr. Popo even though he's a white guy. Or anime white, you know what I mean. Anyway. Oh no. Da. Hey, good job playing out the cannon team though, I appreciate it. Dude, what are you doing? Finish your food. I have not played the dude in forever, but it's kind of annoying. Sometimes the lag isn't that working out. He's good enough where he can kind of frustrate you, but he also sends me hate mail all the time, and he has his voice chat up, which also adds lag. So that's kind of annoying. Rolling around right now. There we go. My leg hurts. I was doing some leg stuff this morning, and I'm really starting to feel in the evening. There we go. That was a really raw confirm too. These guys are playing with a lot of testosterone right now. Jin, there's a time in the IRC, who I have since been kicked from, where Jin was considered the best character in the game. I don't agree with that, but he has a decent case. He is definitely top 5. And if not for Chun-Li and Law, I would say top 3, but I could put over Chun-Li, depending on how I feel. I don't put over Law, but I think it is very close. Look at this. He just dominated this. Good stuff, Broly. Oh, you know, to be fair, there was also a lot of scaling there. Oh, what a fake out. What a fake out. The dude, it didn't have to go that far. Alright, that's how you know the end times are coming, ladies and gentlemen. Kev just admitted that he has moved to PS3. For the longest time, we just had to play him on Vita and accept this is a Vita guy. But he's playing on PS3. That means it's gonna be wild. Because Kev is really good. As you saw. By the way, for those in the chat wondering, Kev is the Law Cole player from earlier. Who also plays Guy? There was someone who played Guy a lot. I know T-Pirate. David, you should face T-Pirate on the Discord. He plays Guy. And I think VG Craze kind of played him for... No, Alpha Zero plays Guy. Do you remember Alpha Zero, David? Guy Heihachi? Alright, this is actually my Cammy team he's playing. I play Cammy Steve as well. So I will watch this with very vested interest as Broly plays another Cannon team. Julia just can't shake off the fat guys hitting on her. Because now we have Bob instead of Ganryu. Kind of wished Lee was in instead of Bob. And it worked in story mode because in Tekken 6, Lee was helping out Julia in funding her projects with his company. And I feel like Lee would be a more popular choice than Bob. But Bob is here, and Bob has won tournaments. And now you're going to see Bob just eat the clock with these long spiral Rockies. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. So what the dude has to do there is once he does those 2 punches at the end, he has to duck after he goes into flicker stance and then do the launcher. Otherwise, not going to come out. Oh, nice trade. Yeah, when it comes to trading, that move on counter hit's really nice. Nice. Good alpha counter response by Broly. well, that's unfortunate. Sadly, it came out when Jill was in the air, so no follow-up. Didn't really bar the dude that much. Steve is just a rushdown powerhouse. Steve only has 1 overhead, but when he's doing the ducking stuff and you're standing up, you can get thrown for a lot of damage. Just do ducking and then the heavy punch, little rapid Gatling. You tag in during the first hit of the Gatling, get a full charge super off of it, or get whatever follow-up you want. Sometimes there's more damage involved. It's actually pretty silly. Oh, nice. Did it raw, did it low, and then went for the special ender. Probably could have boosted right into Bob for some big damage. And Broly might regret not doing so. Oh! How that's the dude for sparing Broly like that. Yeah, you saw it there, but Broly ducked in time. Sitting on Steve's head. How scandalous. I do love watching that counter hit though. So using the heavy punch into a little spin punch on counter hit causes that effect. I keep forgetting. Because Steve has like all these special stuns tied to so many of his moves. Sometimes I lose track of what he can do for each of them. Because that's what Steve does. Just like in Tekken today. Just like counter hits for days and days because they come out so fast. He has so many different ways to kind of confuse you. Make you figure out which approach you're going to take. I get used to using that when I'm playing Steve. But I'm watching so carefully. That's a happy birthday and Broly ties it. Cammy's DP might be hard to punish on whiff because of how far she flies. But on block, just wait your turn. There's not much done to it compared to other DPs like that. Also, to be fair, Cammy tried to tag out when Broly was cornered. Nice. Use the EX Spin Knuckle. We don't really see that often in any situation. The Spin Knuckle in this game's not really used that much, but it was cool seeing it nonetheless. Did it raw. Recovered just in time to catch Steve unawares, and here comes Bob. What about Bob? Steve says, what about him? Here comes Cammy. Nice. So you want to be careful when to do those spiral arrows. But you hit like just the right spot, it'll be safe. And you can really see that the dude really wanted to bait Broly into punishing something that he couldn't. Broly kept his wits about him, knowing there had to be something fishy if he's doing it like that situation. And just like that, Broly called him out on pressing buttons he shouldn't. Armoring through Steve's assault with the, I believe that's the light-medium version of the explosion step. And then finishing off with super. So to everyone in the chat, I want for you guys to tell me stories about things that make you embarrassed about being part of this wonderful community. Obviously there's guys like Barris the Real. I mean, he's embarrassed for any number of reasons. But think about the FGC over the course of the last 2 years. Think about the scandals we have been privy to. I mean, we all knew there was some suspect stuff in any community, but to have it all happen at once in one weekend, like at EVO, and all the sexual assault stuff, and then I see on my feed over the weekend people defending that mentality and behavior as just part of the culture. What culture? The anime culture, of course. I mean, human sacrifice part of some cultures too to make it really okay. So let's not excuse that. In the meantime, here's Law and Christy. Law, very much a defender of what is right. There is nothing. Well, now there is. They made Law like about that weeaboo, hug pillow life now too in Tekken 7. Thanks, Namco, for doing that to what was before a pretty normal character. I do appreciate that. I do like that little stance combo though. So far, everyone's not really responding to it, just kind of keeping their stories themselves, as they should. Nice anti. So yeah, I don't believe that Christie's crouching head punch is an air crush, but it does have a really, really flat hurt box, making it extremely hard to stuff as an anti-air. So basically, if you're jumping, she doesn't move, you're pretty much gonna assume she's gonna win. And shoutouts to who was playing to Broly for trying to get Alchemist and Wings to kind of get baited out. Good slap down. Spend the meter. Broly styling right now with all the cannon teams. Good stuff, Broly. I have to play Christy more. Right now I play Cody Christy. But I have to get used to charging Zonks again. It's kind of hard to do on pad. But hey, at least it's a 6-button pad. You know what I used to do if I was doing like a PSN pad? You know? Nah. Combos are so cool. Ah, nice. EX Sonic Boom. No boost into Jin, however. Yeah, they just said we're gonna tag in with just a Fierce Punch. Let's do it. Good job of counting through all that nonsense. Ooh, nice. Sadly, Chrissy was in too much recovery. Didn't get all the points that she wanted. Ah, no. So yeah, that's an overhead, but that is not safe. You're better off just doing the low sweep. So I think it's a lot safer. You better know your frame data, my friend. If Law's doing all that, you have to assume there's going to be something nasty waiting for you if you don't wait your turn. I don't get why a lot of you aren't waiting your turn against this stuff. I'm seeing what Broly's doing. This is not a knock on Broly. This is a knock on just recognize the situation. If someone is doing all of that stuff to you, this is not... I know Tekken has some ambiguity saying, oh, this is hard to punish, or you don't punch, you have to duck it or whatever, sidestep it. No. In Street Fighter, if someone's doing all that stuff to you, you have to assume it's going to be safe all the way through at this point. So, I had a feeling Broly was trying to bait into doing something. And I was surprised that he got his hook, line, and sinker in that situation. So now we're going to see him play probably by... Oh, Jury Lars. That would be like Jerry Bison given what he was playing. Let me check the Discord real quick. Hold on. See if anyone's asked me questions over there. Or see if anyone wants to join in on our wonderful telethon. Because I did kind of do that during the last Discord tournament.
I must destroy all targets.
Let the madness begin.
I will put myself available in the chat, and I will see who joins. In the meantime, I'm going to watch this. Akuma and Alyssa. Jury and Lars. Alyssa's fun, too. There was a time when Alyssa was considered top tier. Thankfully, Sandy has prevailed over time. She's now just below it. But man, she can eat up the time. Just forever and ever. Not just with the fist missiles, not just with her neural block strength, but the chainsaws just eating all that chip. Super safe. Air crush on the heavy attack. Just a fortress of Moe pain. When she came out, I was pretty sure she was made to be like for the crowd that I've been beefing with the past few days. If you are part of that crab, if you're part of that crowd, I hope you don't have crabs, but all the same, it is my sincerest wish that you exercise moderation in your fandom. I don't play Cross Tekken all day, every day, obviously. Not because I don't like it, not because I'm esports or whatever, but because I know that you have to take a break sometimes and balance yourself, different aspects in life. Anything in life, you can say do in moderation. Even stuff that you love, your favorite stuff to do.
You all broken?
That's how you make it your favorite, because you do it in moderation. That was something Lenneth told me. Take a break from sometimes. And if you want to come back, you can. And I didn't really take a break. I did play some Street Fighter 5 just because 5 was new, a new update came out, and I was playing my locals a lot. So I was doing really good with my locals Street Fighter 5. And then I came back to Cross Tekken, and I'm playing like better than ever before, because you have time to kind of reflect and break monotony a bit. And that's how games continue to love, because you do it in moderation. You want to say, I can't wait to play it again. I can't wait to play it again. I gotta get this done first. I can't wait to play it again. Then you go back and play it, and it's like better than it was before. That was very smart, actually. So, Broly had a feeling that was going to whiff. And, oh, that's just not with the jab! Come on! That was disappointing. Oh, yeah, you gotta hold on to that, unfortunately. Thankfully, that boost is not safe. Chivalry and Alyssa's doing that. You better be getting your punishes ready. And sometimes to do the push, you have to kind of lab what punish to do. For Bison, I have to kind of micro walk and then do Bison buttons into punish for Heihachi. Oh, nice. Broly tried to get fancy, but whoever is playing Alyssa, whether it be Alchemist or Wings of Sorrow, just knew it was coming and jabbed him out of it. Lars has been jabbed out of that sort of situation twice. Once with the EX shoulder, and again with the EX silent entry. That has to be disheartening for Broly.
Wow, that's a nice look.
Blue team wins.
Pushing buttons. Funny you mentioned that. What, Chun-Li mirror? For real? Wow, that team seems really frustrating. Who plays Law and Chun-Li? I know I've seen that team before.
I'm ready.
TZA, that's who it was. So, Broly is playing TZA's old team. TZA who got top 8 at EVO 2013. Back when I didn't have to run, it was still a main game.
First hit is mine. Not good enough.
I don't really see the Law dashing jabs too much. Law has so much stuff, so much potential grime, that you lose track of how much grime he has. So you could face Law for years and still see Law do stuff and completely forget that Law could do that and forget how to deal with it as a result. He is just that ridiculous. I have a feeling it's the last we see the Law this round, though. There's not much health for Law to play with. Oh no! So this time, Sorrow and Malicious waited their turn. I think Sorrow was playing the Hwoarang. So that is Broly's thing. You see a move that looks like a big punish, unless it's like a launcher ender, just sit on it, something's coming, and you're gonna die because of it. Max the Real does that actually with his Law. Just when you think he's dashed in and it's time to press buttons, that happens. And it traded too. Law has such good trades as well. Law has such good everything. And you see that kick, just sit on it. You don't have to, this isn't DP, you don't bait it, you just sit on it. You can't do anything about that move. And when you think you can do it with Law's flip kick, there might be a second one waiting for you. And then all your hard work is gone. And because it recovers so quickly, it's not like it's a telegraphed thing. He does a second one or not. It's basically a one punish thing, and then if he starts with a second one and stuffing your stuff, then you know it's all they wrote. Just like it was for Sorrow Malicious. Broly on fire right now. Just beating these two with a random select. Well, random select. There's some deliberance to his team because you can see playing all those cannon teams, he clearly did that all on purpose. And Law and Chun-Li have some good series themselves because they're both top tier. Two of the best point carriers in the game. They can eat up so much clock as well. Because you don't get opened up by either of them, because they have priority, Chun has a 3-frame crouching short, and it reaches as far as the Las Vegas landing strip at the airport. It's ridiculous. And it links super easy into anything she wants, including the target combo, where she does the kick up, and then she gets either the up kicks or jump cancel into stuff, which is usually what happens. Lay down now. I like that name. Hey, we're just talking about guy. David, come judge this guy.
Prepare for a lesson.
This guy is here.
I'm ready. Fight.
Law and Bob.
Check out the perfect fighter.
Gross.
All on the line.
I want to see what this guy does other than get walloped, though. I'm thinking it's laid down now, but Broly's been on fire. Most of these replays he sent me. I'm not saying he did that so he can show off how great he is, but I'm saying with the way he's been playing and all the stuff he's been doing, opening people up, mixing his stuff up, and taking advantage of every kind of frame trap possible. I want to see what Laid Down now does to counteract this. Oh, that is a nice range. Right at the optimal stand medium range, too. Oh, no, missed. I didn't know that pursued that way. That's actually pretty cool. Oh, no, that's a trail. That could have died. Doesn't worry. Like, look, Broly just saying, whether I drop or not makes no difference. You're still going to die. It makes no difference. You're still going to die. There are so many times Broly could have finished that, but he said, nope, drop or not, you're still dead. It's a mentality you have to have sometimes. You have to be ironclad. This is why I have so many people don't like me. Because when I'm playing, or talking about video games, especially I'm talking about it, I am ironclad in my resolve, knowing this is the way it is, or I would have said in the first place. Some things open to debate for, but there are some topics where you say, no, this is it, I've been doing it long enough, I've been seeing long enough, this has to be it. Or I'm playing the character enough to know this might be the source, whatever. Or the stance, or the sauce, whatever you want to say. And, oh goodness, why does it confirm from so far away? Oh no, I was liking when I saw that guy. There was actually a pretty nice optimal stand medium punch there in the first round. Alright, keep blocking. Oh, good air crush. Finally, victory. I see Broly go the, oh, what? That is weird. I didn't think that would happen. Oh, that combo, that's interesting. This is actually some really fun play. A lot of this stuff that I don't really see that often. Like, I might have seen guys overhead combo like that in that situation when you're running, do like the overhead kick and it combos. I might have seen it maybe once before, but it's been a long time. Because I forgot that happened when he did that. Not think, yeah, if Law has meter, you better be holding your step or you're dead. Nah, you're still alive. You got meter. I like it. Use the armor on the run to try and stuff whatever Bob wanted to do. Too bad Bob has target combos in that manner and just burned right through it. Broly rushing through it, the Broly of old, not the new Broly where he's like 5'10" or whatever, not 8 feet tall, and he just gets mad, but he's actually a nice guy. I don't like babyface Broly. I want the heel Broly back. I want the Juggernaut Broly back. Just leave out the goofy backstory. Actually, Babyface is not too bad. I do like him as Frieza's Brute Squad, though. Because Frieza's my favorite character. I like seeing more Frieza stuff. Oh, we got HD in the house. Homeless Dragon with his Toronto Raptors colored Rufus Ibiki. I don't think HD is a basketball fan. I don't know if that was intentional. So it might be Magneto colors. Befitting of a former EVO champion. Well, current EVO champion, unless I run it again or someone else runs it again. Might even be an EVO this year, guys. This virus thing has gotten pretty bad. I was actually lecturing somebody about using social distancing excuse to not do anything, or seem like not doing anything. But the more I read the news, it's like, nah, never mind. I was being kind of mean. You're right. I do like using that move as the anti-air. Didn't really get everything that he wanted. Don't be dropping that on Buki. Time to see what Rufus does. Oh, nice little stuff there. What's his name? Homeless Dragon, the champion. Unless that's not what you meant. All this meter. All this meter. So far, Homeless has a 10. No, that's... Oh, that's dead. That is all she wrote. Ugh. And the cross under on top of it. Nice. Let's see what... Yeah, Rufus has been like a problem for me for a long time now. Whether it be Homeless or Brent or JB or Coach Steve. To be fair, Brent's Rufus is way different than Homeless's though. Homeless's moneymaker's Ibiki, by his own admission. His Rufus is just good enough to get by until Ibiki is here. That's not a knock on his Rufus, mind you. That's just saying, like, that is his game plan, and it works. I mean, through Homeless's hard work, people thought Ibuki was down where, like, Balrog and stuff were. And through his hard work, Ibuki is now in, like, the upper half of the tier list. Because the more tech that Homeless brought, the more we looked at it in the frame data and realized this is actually really good once you know how to use it. And when we take away, like, player bias, this is actually very viable. Ah, nice. Good DP. I figured it was coming. I figured Homeless might wait it out, but guess not. Nice. Good stuff. I think Homeless might have lost this. This is looking pretty... no! Alright, good. Buki's in. That's good. I was worried that when Rufus missed the punish, that was it. To be fair, though, Broly also plays a lot. And Homeless, yeah, Homeless still keeps at it. So do watch his channel if you do feel like you're new for more cross-check other than just me rambling about the matches that I'm given, what I'm showing for my own matches. Or what you see not just on this channel, but on Cross Counter TV. As a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, the next Discord tournament will be aired just like before on Cross Counter TV. That's a partnership I am proud of that I forged with Gutex throughout my journey running Cross Tekken the last few months in 2019. Oh no, that was it. Come on. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Broly dropping some stuff too, but seems to be working out for him. Good stuff. Taking a game off the champ. Not bad at all. I mean, to be fair, David, he's kind of taking the backseat too, because he has his own stuff. I mean, he runs his own business, and right now he might be hurting, given the decrees going on about this virus. Should probably check in on him and see how he's doing, to be honest, after this. No care calls, though.
I won't hold back. My fists will give you amnesia.
And after this, when these next few matches are done, I'll have to wrap things up because I do have to take a phone call. Because I do work telehealth, and I have to maintain my way of making my money in these hard times. I'm very lucky that I actually decided to leave my last job a couple months ago to pursue more chance to do my job remotely. I was tired of the office yelling at me and berating me and saying I'm unprofessional and blah blah blah. But I felt I was out of line because it was starting to weigh on my decision making as a clinician, and I believe that my clients are better than that. So I'm glad I'm out of there, because it seems like the rest of the world is now stuck doing what I was trying to do voluntarily. So this kind of been prompting me to do what I said I was going to do, try to go entirely remote, because if I don't make money at all. And I know there are at least 3.5 million people in America alone in the exact same spot. Speaking of same spots, I was actually really impressed with that rain dance setup there. Good bait of the alpha counter. But I'm also liking the optimal ranges Xiaoyu's going for stand medium, which lunges for. Oh no! Oh, duh, come on! You had that, Broly! Finish your food! I don't know if Broly's doing it on purpose or going for resets, because he does talk about reset opportunities a lot. People getting flushed and things like that.
I won, loser.
Don't blink.
I don't know what Broly was looking for there, but it was not that. Keeping it up, goes backwards. Nice. This time it was Huaro got the jump in. Got it again! So far, all those back medium punches that Homeless is known for is not really working out for him. Because usually those anti-airs are a lot more on point. So I believe Broly might have something about how Homeless sets up his neutral that's allowing him to jump in like that. Yeah, it's a range thing. Got him. Oh, you could have finished it. Come on. Probably an accident, though. Nice. Got him. Caught him mixing. Sensed an overhead, went low instead. That's what Xiaoyu is known for, hitting you from all kinds of directions. And before you knew it, there is a leg coming down your head, and it was a ground bounce. And then you just lost half your life. It's a really hype match. Probably why matches really aren't that hype. Just because I don't really play like this this aggressive with any of my characters. Heihachi, even today, I used to go all off Heihachi, overheads the hammer or the low punch or whatever, but no, now I play more like a neutral Heihachi when I'm playing. Just because of how I've evolved as a player or grown as a player, evolution is kind of the eyes beholder. I think I've evolved a lot, because before my Heihachi was just overhead, stand low, forward low, stand low sometimes. I wasn't using my button much, I wasn't using my reverse other than just like, yep, YOLO DP or whatever. But now I actually play neutral Heihachi using his buttons. And you've heard me use that term emergency footsies, things like Heihachi's, crouching, medium kick and stuff like that. Because as you play this game more, you start to kind of morph into having this particular style that you might have had when you started. That's how you grow. That's how you know you're grown, because you're recognizing, okay, my journey over this game has maybe played like this, so I'm gonna adjust it to be played like this stuff, things like that. How you doing, Slash fan?
My fists will give you amnesia.
Welcome to Street Chatter Cross Talking, the biggest Street Fighter Cross Second podcast.
Let's do this.
No offense to Homeless in his particular channel, Brown Curse. Homeless is right now on deck. So far, Broly's given him all he can handle. Nice! Stuffed it! Yeah, use that move, catch me on the way down. So that's actually pretty cool, that, Hwarong stuff like that. Fair it's Hwarong, though. He is the best character in the game. Probably has more tools than what I'm using. Trying to stuff it. Usually you use that move to get out of things like throws. So usually when I do it, I'm whipping a throw, and then the last hit catches me, and then I'm boosting the Ibuki. That big move. Oh, nice. Using standing medium punch. That is his typical counter poke. Not just standing medium kick, which reaches farther, but standing medium punch is a bigger, flatter hitbox that allows it to high profile a lot of moves that other characters would poke with. No Link. Don't be whiffing in front of Buki.
Who will come out on top?
Good job. I'm really liking what Broly does to bait these reversals. So it's not just, before I was saying he's just going ham, but there's a method to what he does. So you can't just reverse through everything, expect all to hit. What Broly does to overwhelm people is he'll do stuff, stop in a moment, and think, okay, that's my turn, he's going to walk backwards or whatever, and then hit you something that's going to beat your move. And that's how he opens you up. Just like he did there with Hwarong Xiaoyu. So he does play very tricky. The trick is, and this is easier to say than it is to do, because I was thinking about this when I was playing him a few times. Be mindful of the range he's at, be mindful of his options for every character, and you have to block and block and block, even though he's hitting from high, from low, from mid, from the jump. Be mindful of when he's doing that. And be mindful of all that frame advantage, and if you can do that, eventually you will get your turn back without getting hit. It's a lot easier said than done, mind you, because that's a lot of grind he was doing there. It's mostly a matter of playing really boring and lame. And not being exciting. To be fair, Homa is actually pretty good about that. His Rufus is, like I said, while Brent's Rufus is better, I do think Homa's Rufus is still very serviceable. Because his Rufus definitely made me think about things that even we did play a couple years ago. I'm not the same guy I was a couple years ago either, to be fair. Why don't you add the D after friend, David? Is that a language thing? What language? Is that Swedish? A good friend?
Oh yeah, I'm so cool.
Ooh, nice. Okay, here comes Yoki. Yep, caught the backdash. So yeah, I'm starting to see what Broly does with this character. And that's why I didn't give him any chance to really do it when he was playing me. Hey, if you can beat Brent, I will gladly give you King of the Hill. So even I'm having problems against Brent. It's been like a year and so. I thought I'd be past him by now, but I'm not. And that last match is actually the worst I've ever had against him. Because I completely forgot what I did to play against him in the first place. Fair, I'm doing like 3 things at once, but it's no excuse. I was on a much bigger stage than usual, so it was not the best showing. I was kind of upset about it for a few days, but it happens. I don't know where Seryao is, my friend. Ah, good anti-air. And I like the cross under as well. This is a dead Buki. Well, hey, if you play him and you beat him, David, I'll believe it.
Just get out of here.
But for now, you're the underdog, because Brent... Me and Brent have won the most titles. I'll know who's in, I don't think I know Len has won a few, so I might be second after Len. I think I'm second, though. So I'd be third if Len has the other one. Ah, goodness gracious. Broly on fire right now. This is a really good match. I don't really see Homeless kind of beating around like this. And a safe jump? So yeah, even though that medium punch hit the back medium, I was thinking it'd be an air crush situation. That was a safe jump that Broly just did. It's beautiful. Bop, 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 bop. Nice. Got him. I don't know if that stuff that... Nah, it would say counter hit. So I think Hwoarang tried to be fancy with something. I would have just DP'd there, to be honest. Because... So let me say why. That's not me saying Homeless is going on autopilot. I'm saying that because Hwoarang had his back to the wall, which means the fastest possible time Xiao could have tagged in off tag cancel DP would have been that time. And it would have been a lot harder to punish than if it were Rufus cornered and Hwoarang DPing. That's what I mean by that. For now, though, Homeless just silenced Broly. Dear Lord. I thought Broly had that match won, but things can very quickly turn on its head with all these high caliber players here in Street Fighter Cross Tekken in 2020. I don't like the idea about all the same people who likely obsess about lolies and Pantyshots and all of their embarrassing nonsense in our fandom. Keep saying that Cross Tekken is dead, not doing this stuff. There are a lot of really strong players. And I've played guys like Punk, I've played guys like JB, I've played Punk, I've played Coach Steve, I've played Arturo, I've played these guys. I mean, I've had a long journey with this game. And there are a number of people here I think are on that caliber. Maybe not immediately evident, but once you get used to playing these guys, and once you understand everyone's fighting style after a few games, you can see the adjustments of every person playing today. I am not an execution master. Brent will tell you that as well. I was trying to do the one-frame stuff in the lab. I've gotten a few times, but only having consistent. I tried tiger kneeing it, but it wasn't working. Because that's not what you need to do. It's like a weird reverse tiger knee, or up and then like an up forward, then a second tiger knee. It's really weird. I haven't got consistent yet. So what I just do is I just do the hit in the tar combo, jump, heavy kick, and then do super. It does about the same damage for less effort. Look at this, Detroit Pistons, Xiaoyu, and Jin. I like the colors here. And now we have Hwoarang and Asuka, an old pairing from the fanfiction.net days when Tekken 5 first dropped. So yeah, Xiaoyu was with Jin, and Hwoarang was with Asuka. That was the unspoken rule of shipping in Tekken fanfics back in 2005. Probably wondering how I know this. To be fair, I'm kind of a man of many surprises. Anyway. So yeah, usually that second move hits a little bit better, but that was a really nice way out. I'm when I'm seeing this team, I don't expect Jin offensive that much. Got him. Dead. Dead. Cousin Asuka says, Cousin Jin, sit down. You're in timeout. You're in timeout, young man. I hate being in timeout.
What will happen next?
Nice. Stuffed it. Got a little bit too hasty on the backdash part. Yeah, that is so annoying. When I see people do that, especially like Izatop, I know I have to just sit on it non-stop, knowing this is just what I have to deal with. It's safe. You do stuff. And if you try punching it, you're going to eat a full juggle. Oh, nice. The shimmy. Crouch medium kick. Oh, good job waiting your turn. Yeah, I do like Broly shimmies. That is a cross Street Fighter V staple now. That is something Street Fighter V really got everyone thinking about. How do I shimmy people properly? Because that became just an option to the option in that game. Someone who can shimmy well in Street Fighter V is going to be doing well in tournaments. And I'm really glad to see. I'm not good at shimmying myself, mind you. My idea of shimmying is just walk backwards and press medium buttons. And as you saw against me and Brent the other week, that's just not going to work on everybody. But real shimmying like that, walk forward, then walk backward, and then crouching medium punch right into the big fists, that is the thing of beauty. I'm really glad people are doing that more. Got him! You sit down, Cousin Asuka. Putting me in timeout. How dare you? Where is Max Junker? I don't know where he is. I don't think he was playing on PSN. But I did beat Max Junker in February to win the King of the Hill. And he's still really good. He's better against Brent than I did. Hey, isn't that kind of encouraging, though? That the main thing that's keeping me from really claiming the title being best in the planet, or best of whatever, is a guy who's won thousands of dollars in other games. I only have like $530 to my name on the esports tracker. He has like a few thousand. He said that's like the low end because some of us record like money match and stuff. He still sucked. Then how about David, you beat him, and then you can make your esports name by beating him in this big tournament. Because now we're going to be on Cross Counter TV, where the stage is much bigger. King on point? Okay. So this is also Spicy Steve's team. I don't usually see King on point, though. Usually it's Vega on point. This King is very much an anchor character. Yeah, he has some decent movement options. Some buns aren't too bad. But all of his good stuff's really from being an anchor. Vega is a far superior point character, no matter what. Yeah, that's not safe. I think he was trying to cancel into EX Comic Kit, but nothing came out. Nobody home. Well, I usually like to do that situation. I usually have a Vega just wall bounce into the corner. Might even need to, though. That's dead. Maybe not. Dead on King, though. That sucks. I was really hoping that Broly had that one. Excuse me.
Do you have what it takes?
Either way, we have Sakura. I completely missed that point. Sakura is on point. So this is generally not a good idea. Sakura on point is not good. Sakura, Asuka, yeah, they have similar storyline aesthetics, but other than that, these two don't really gel that well. At least when playing the cross-second meta. Misasaru's doing a lot with not many options, though. Good punish. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if a lot of these drops might just be due to connection issues. To be fair, it happens sometimes. It's hard to tell when you're watching a replay lobby. Exciting matches, though. So there's that. Excuse me. Got him low. That's going to hurt a lot. Yeah, there's no meter to have what happened last time happen again. Just walking forward, ominously. Walking forward. How intimidating. Neutral jump, crouching, light punch. The old standby. Oscar to dash and saying, now's my chance. Probably go for like an empty low, whatever. Nope, crouching light punch. Game in deep with that air tatsu. As an anti-air? Don't see that very often. The T-back, come on. These guys. Standing. You should finish your food. There we go. No, you didn't finish your food! Wings of Sorrow got that one. King, I barely saw any Vega though. I want to see more Vega. Vega Gang is actually a pretty hype team. I usually like playing Steve with that team. Well, Steve's playing that team. I usually play Vega Raven if I'm playing Vega, or I play Dudley King if I'm playing King. This should be the last match of the day. And then I'm going to get to my teleconference. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show on this wonderful Thursday evening. A lot was done today at work. A lot was done today on the button pressing aspect. And a lot was done today talking to you guys and ushering in my weekend. Oh, someone sent me a message. I'll look at it afterwards.
My fists will give you amnesia.
Is that like a Tekken 7 palette that Xiaoyu has? Or close to it? Might just be coincidence, but it does like a Tekken 7 palette. Rufus and Rolento. Well, these are 2-point characters. They can definitely eat up the clock pretty well. Nice. Jumped in. That's going to suck for Roof. Oh, maybe not. Got him. Nice. Tried jumping after it. Dot, dot, dot. Broly on the ropes. Still on the ropes. His own team, too. He was playing Jin Xiaoyu earlier, as a reminder. That's pretty how act that was. That beat a multi-hitting jump and attack with that jump medium punch. Da, 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 da. Maybe not. From downtown, but not even letting Rufus finish what he wanted to do. Roll launch! Yeah, as a reminder, that is pretty safe on block. So don't be trying to punch it with anything, or you're going to get rocked like that. Didn't get the full link, though. Those long pause after the dash. Those trades. Rolento in a bad spot, and that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's show. I certainly enjoyed today's show. A lot of hype replays, and I'm glad to show off that, yes, people still play on PlayStation 3 online. So if you are on Twitter saying no one plays this game, if you are writing god-awful YouTube reviews saying that you couldn't find a body, join a Discord, read the complete dossier, just open your eyes and realize that this game is still going strong, if not stronger, in 2020. Yes, I do know Zombie Driver, but he's moved away from gaming entirely. I don't even see him on Facebook, so I don't even know what he's up to. Anyway, if you guys like what you saw, please be sure to peruse the aforementioned complete dossier and join the Street Fighter Cross Tekken Discord, where I get all these replays and run these tournaments. The dossier has anything you might possibly want to learn any character you wish. You don't have to worry about where do I find combos, where do I find matchup stuff, who is top tier. Don't ask about tiers, by the way. It's not relevant. You're actually good. All the stuff you want to learn about Street Fighter Cross Tekken is in that dossier. And if it's not in the dossier, it's definitely in the Discord. Please be sure to join the Street Fighter Cross Tekken Discord. Let me see if that bot works real quick. I hope it does. Yes, it does. I put the Discord link in the chat. Also, if it's not for that, it might be for my personal Discord. I hope it's for the Cross Tekken Discord. Anyway, please be sure to also join us on Saturday, because that my Discord is actually for, that I put in the chat just now. Because I'm running this on Saturday as part of the big Quarantine Cup Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Yes, I run this game too. I'm not very good at it, mind you, but I'll definitely host and talk about and hype it up, because this will be most likely a Battle for the Grid League ranking event. There's going to be some money on the line, and this will be part of the Quarantine Cup on Twitch, where everybody's watching the big FGC celebration of close to 200 tournaments, I think I heard last, and I will be holding things down the Power Rangers front. So please join us. I hope to see you there on Saturday. And on Sunday, there's going to be some Marvel. Marvel means we have a Double Nation tournament. That's our Marvel's Capcom Infinite event. And if I get enough people, I think I have enough. I might just enter to round it out. This will be a Fate of Two Worlds ranking event. So please be sure to tune in for that as well. In the interim, this is Psycho Blue, the High Train Mr. Hype Gems, hashtag Crosswires. I will see you next time. Have a wonderful Thursday evening, and please be sure to look forward to more Crosswires programming. Later, everybody.
Pantyshots.